अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। मोक्ष मार्गस्य नेतारम पेतारम कर्म भूभृताम् ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये। So welcome to the sixth session, sixth semester, not sixth session, but this is sixth semester. We are starting with Tattvat Sutra, chapter 9. So chapter 9 deals with stoppage and dissociation, Samvar and Nirjara. Hope everyone has given two exams, paper 1 and paper 2. And as usual, there are some mistakes in the question papers always, in spite of so meticulously checking the papers, still mistakes prevails. Because all the people who are working round the clock in the management team, they are all volunteers. So we cannot pinpoint any responsibility on anybody because everyone is doing voluntary. So that is the tragedy. So some mistakes are always there. Some mistakes are there in the answers. Some mistakes are there while setting the paper, which it's not exactly mistakes, but the answers given are according to the perspective of the paper setter. So if he believes the other way, then of course we will do a mistake. So 1 marks here and there doesn't matter. What matters is how you are able to apply the principles that you are learning in your day-to-day life. And if you are finding solution in those situations, if you are finding yourself calm, peaceful, happy in those situations, then you are a winner. But having said that, when we give exam, we always try to do the best, of course. And when there are some mistakes, technical mistakes, then we can't help it. But whatever mistakes have been pointed out, they have agreed that marks will be added to those students. But I don't know how much they will be able to do it because there are so many students giving exams, and in each paper, not only our papers, each and every paper, there are some mistakes which are always pointed in the teachers group, and subsequently the answer that we will rectify, marks, full marks will be given. So these are the standard replies that we get. But as I said, there are some things which beyond our control. So we leave it to that. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. So we'll try our best to get the mistake sorted at the earliest, and it does not happen. Although I have corrected the papers myself, and then I have forwarded them the mistakes. Still, some mistakes are still prevailing. So that is it. Anyway, we have to move forward and see that in this exam we are having 3 papers. Yesterday I posted in the group. The first paper is about Tattvat Sutra 9 and 10, chapter 9 and 10. Okay. So in the ninth, it is stoppage and dissociation element. And in the 10th, it is liberation element. 9th is a very big chapter. It starts from page number 328 and it goes on up to 394. And then the 10th chapter is a small one. Only 10 aphorisms are there, 10 or 11 aphorisms are there. So it's a small chapter. So this is the paper 1. And along with this, there is another self-study subject. What is that? Can anyone recall?
Samadhi Maran. Samadhi Maran. It is Samadhi Maran.
Yes, Samadhi Maran. Okay. So we already have studied about Samadhi Maran in Tattvat Sutra in the 7th chapter, Sallekna, you know. So that, of course, this will be in a detailed manner, but nevertheless, you know the concept. Just read through. I will be sharing the English translation of that very soon. And so that is paper 1. Okay. Now paper 2. What is in paper 2? Paper 2 is, I suppose, paper 3 is Gunasthan. Paper 2 is what?
Nai Chakra. Nai Chakra.
Yeah, Nai Chakra Guide. Okay.
Guide.
So that is again a small book. You have received this guide, Nai Chakra Guide?
Nahi, apply nahi kiya na. We have not applied. I have not
Why
applied.
we have not? You apply. Let the Hindi be there with you. You know, you can always refer. Sometime you can
इसके साथ
refer.
पंच कल्याणक सर. उसके साथ पंच कल्याणक.
हाँ, उसके साथ पंच कल्याणक है. So
and third is this one,
Gunasthan. Gunasthan. So Gunasthan doesn't have any additional subject in that. Yeah, that is only there. So these 3 chapter relatively compared to other semesters, the syllabus is a bit small than other semesters. So nevertheless, we will be completing on time.
Sir is disconnected.
Yeah, it looks like he is disconnected.
Acha, thank you. How are you?
Thank you. All is well.
All is well. Very good.
I haven't given any exams, unfortunately.
And I kuch time le liya. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking you and Aditi and all name is not there.
Yeah.
Aditi has given one paper. Second paper is.
It's been a bit challenging because of traveling and all that. Let me try and call Sir and ask him.
You have been to India, Bharat?
No, I was actually traveling to. Okay, Sir is back on.
Oh, very good.
So my internet connection went off, you know. Okay, so where we were, what we were discussing last.
That papers are, what are papers, all the 3 papers you are telling?
That we know now what is paper 1 and 2. So coming back to this Tattvat Sutra, 9th chapter, stoppage element that we start with today. And then we will go on to the 10th chapter after finishing the 9th chapter. So in stoppage element, there are 6 tools that we'll be discussing. What are these 6 tools? The first one is Gupti. Gupti means restraint. Okay. The second is Samiti. Samiti is carefulness. Then the third one is Gupti, Samiti. Then we have 10 dharma, 10 lakshan dharma, righteousness. Then we have 12 contemplations. This is the fourth one. Then fifth one is conquest of afflictions, Parisha Jai. And the last one is Charitra, conduct. Okay. So these 6 tools we will be discussing at length in this stoppage element. Now, adding to this stoppage element, well, when we move on to dissociation, Nirjara, one more tool will be added, that is called TAP, austerity. Okay. So 6 tools for stoppage element, Samvar, and one tool for Nirjara, dissociation. Okay. So this
What is the last one, G?
last one is austerity.
Before that one?
In the stoppage element?
No, Samvar. Gupti, Samiti.
Yes, Samvar is stoppage only, right? So Gupti is restraint, Samiti is carefulness, thus Dharma is righteousness,
12 contemplation,
anupreksha, then Parisha Jai is conquest of afflictions, and then we have conduct, Charitra. And then in dissociation, we'll be covering the tapa, austerity. Okay. So this is the whole that we are going to cover in this 9th chapter. Now let's get into the introduction and the background of this chapter. And Sasikala ji will begin with you.
Jinendra, draft Tattvatmani reviewed by Rajesh, page 328, 9th chapter, background. From that only I can read. No, until
Yes,
now
yes.
there was a general discussion in the 1 minute, sir. I'll close this screen. 1 second. 1 second. 1 minute. You are coming first. Oh, gone. 1 second. 1 second, sir. No, gone.
It is there on the screen also. You can see on.
Yeah, screen only. I'm seeing my it is not. 1 second. Oh. Let somebody read, sir. I'll come back.
Okay, okay. Subha.
I'll come back.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Subhaji.
Yes, G. Until now, there was a general discussion in the first chapter, and the next 3 chapters are focused on the fundamentals of soul, Jeev Tattva. The 5th chapter on the fundamentals of non-soul, Ajiv Tattva, and the 6th, 7th chapters on the fundamentals of influx, Asrada. 8th chapter, fundamentals of bondage, Bandh Tattva. Now, in this 9th chapter, the discussion on fundamentals of stoppage, Samvar, and the dissociations of karma, Nirjara Tattva, is being introduced. Influx and bondage are essentially the worldly existence itself and the causes of entanglement in it, whereas the absence, elimination, in the form of stoppage and dissociation are fundamentally the causes of liberation, moksha, and thus constitute the true path to liberation. The causes in the form of dispositions for influx and bondage are delusion, non-restraint, avirati, negligence, pramad, passions, kashai, and activity, yoga. Passions and vibratory activity are not the causes of worldly existence. Activity, yoga, being the cause of bondage of nature and space point, prakriti and pradesh bandh, is not the cause of worldly existence. The remaining 4 dispositions, such as false belief, etc., are of the nature of worldly existence and are also the causes of worldly existence. Among these, the dispositions of delusion, mithyatva bhav, is the cause of beginningless transmigration, ananta samsara, because without its absence, the path to liberation does not begin. The pursuit of righteousness, dharma, does not commence. As long as false belief is present, there can be no initiation of the real triad of jewels, Nishchaya Ratnatraya, consisting of real right belief, Nishchaya, Samyak Darshana, real right knowledge and real right conduct, Nishchaya Charitra. Therefore, if one truly wishes to begin the real path to liberation in an explicit manner, the first and foremost requirement is the eradication of delusional dispositions. One must attack the delusional dispositions, Mithyatva Bhava. The initiation of fundamentals of stoppage and dissociation of karmas occurs only through absence of wrong belief and the attainment of right belief. From this viewpoint, this ninth chapter is the most important chapter, not only on each aphorism, but on each word of the aphorism. A whole book can be written. And this is not a matter of imagination, because I myself have written a book titled Dharma Ke Dasalakshana and Bara Bhavna Anushilan, based entirely on the aphorism related to Dharma and Anupraksha.
Stop. So you see, the chief cause of the influx of karmas are 5 causes. Okay. And what are these 5 causes? The first one is delusion. Okay. So it starts with delusion. Then in the second, we have non-restraint. Third is negligence. Then the fourth is passions and activity. Okay. So this activity, that is the mind, speech and body activity, being the cause of the bondage of nature and space point, is not the cause of worldly existence. Okay. It has not got much weightage because it just deals with the bondage of nature, prakriti, and space point, pradesh bandh. So they don't impact so much to the soul. But the remaining 4 dispositions, such as delusion, non-restraint, negligence, and passions, these are the main cause of worldly existence. Okay. Among this, the first, delusion, is the most important. Why? Because it's the cause of the beginningless transmigration. The soul has been transmigrating since eternal just because of delusion. Okay. Because without its absence, the path to liberation does not begin. So if we want to begin the path of liberation, we have to get rid of delusion first. So what is the basis of getting rid of delusion? Darshit ji, tell me. What are the 3 steps?
Right belief,
Okay.
Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gnan, Samyak Charitra.
Okay. So these three jewels, okay, that we want to manifest. So how do we manifest these 3 jewels? What is the process? Same question. How to get rid of delusion and how to get into the path of liberation is the same question. So what we have to do first? We have to study
Right
the
belief.
Study the scriptures.
yes, study the scriptures. Then second step,
Follow what is given in the scriptures. I mean, get into the charitra. Matlab, get into
contemplation.
your
Second is
yes,
contemplation. Whatever you
Manan Chintan.
Yeah, whatever you read, you contemplate on that. And the third step would be
Follow that one.
guess, Priyanka.
The right
Yeah.
conduct, like get to the daily conduct of it. The second was reflection.
Yes. First one was studying the scripture.
First,
Second was
studying that
reflection. So
reflection.
what would be the third step? Open to
So
all.
discrimination, like trying to understand every situation.
Decision making, right? So once you study, then there is a scope of contemplating about it. Unless you don't study, you never have thoughts on that, right? So first step would be the study of scriptures. The second would be contemplation. And the third would be decision. Okay. Decision making. Third one, Tattva Nirnay. So this is all we have to put in terms of efforts. Okay. This is the effort that we have to put.
सर इसमें हिंदी में स्वाध्याय फिर कंटेम्पलेशन के हिंदी में
Chintan Manan.
चिंतन मनन चिंतन. Okay, she told judge.
And then Nirnay.
Nirnay. Okay.
Tattva Nirnay. Okay. So these are the three things that we have to do.
Sorry, sir. Sir, Nirnay is like that I am a soul. Like
Conclusion. So whatever you read, whatever you contemplate, then you arrive at a conclusion. That is your decision. Right. So up to the decision making is only your effort. Everything else happens automatically. So delusion will go away in this manner only. You have to study the scriptures, get the facts right, then contemplate on it. After contemplating, arrive at a decision. It's very natural when you contemplate on something for a period of time, you automatically arrive at a conclusion. Whether this is to be adopted or whether this is to be discarded, right? So this is what we do in every phase of life, wherever we have to take some choices. Okay, where we have to make choices, we do it this way. We think of this, whether we should go for this or that. Then you contemplate on the pros and cons of each thing. And then you come at a decision that, oh, this is what we are going to buy. And this is not we are going to not going to buy. Okay. So similarly here also, whatever you read, the reading is the first step. The second step would be the contemplation. With contemplation, you find enough strength to arrive at a decision. Okay. So third step would be decision. So to get rid of delusion, these are the three steps. To get into the path of liberation, these are the three steps. To get into the three jewels, these are the three steps. Whatever you want, these are the three steps. Okay. Whatever you want in terms of liberation, this is what you should do purposely. This is the efforts. This is the effort that you have to make purposely. Subhaji, you were yesterday asking me a question, right? What we should do. So this is the three steps that you should do. Okay. Write it down. Note it down somewhere. And this is what is going to bring everything in our life with these three steps. Reading, contemplating, and decision making. Okay. This introduction is done. Now we move on to the aphorisms. Okay. The first aphorisms on this chapter, 9th chapter, is coming up on page number 329. Yes. Darshit ji.
Okay. Fundamentals of stoppage of karmas. Samvar Tattva. Now we begin the discussion on the fundamentals of stopping karmas. Ashrav Nirod Samvar. Sagupti. Do I have to read that or I can just read the English part?
I will read. Ashrav Nirodha Samvara Sagupti Samiti Dharmanu Preksha Parishajay Charitraye Tapsa Nirjaracha. So these are the three aphorisms.
The disposition that causes the cessation of
Sir,
influx.
some sound is coming. Somebody says all should be on mute. Some disturbance is there.
Okay.
Sorry, it was mine.
Okay. Yeah.
The disposition that causes the cessation of influx ashrav is called stoppage, samvar. This stoppage is achieved through restraint, gupti, vigilant conduct, samiti, righteousness, dharma, contemplation, anupraksha, conquest of hardships, parishajay, and conduct, charitra. Along with austerity, tap, both stoppage and dissociation of karma take place. Dispositions such as delusion, etc., are psychic influx, bhav ashrav. They are the causes of influx, ashrav. The cessation or absence of these dispositions, like delusion, etc., is called stoppage, samvar. Stoppage is of two types: psychic stoppage, bhav samvar, and material stoppage, dravya samvar. The definition given in Dravya Sangra is as follows. So do you want to read that?
Yeah. चेदन परिणामो जो कम्मस सास वणी रोहेण हेऊ सो भाव संवरो खल्लू दव सवर्णो अर्णो। कर्म रुकना द्रव्य संवर और उसके हेतु जो शुद्ध आत्मा के भाव वे ही भाव संवर जानिए। नाउ द मीनिंग।
The stoppage of the influx of karmic particles is called material stoppage, dravya samvar, and the inner dispositions through which the influx is halted, those detached states, vitrag parinam, of one's own pure soul, should be understood as psychic stoppage, bhav samvar. This stoppage is accomplished by, number 1, observing the 3 restraints, guptis; number 2, practicing the 5 vigilances, samitis; number 3, upholding the 10 virtues, thus dharmas; number 4, contemplating the 12 reflections, dvatsa anuprakshas; number 5, conquering the 22 hardships, parishajas; and number 6, followed by the 5 types of conduct, charitra. The detailed analysis of this will be continued later through aphorisms and logical discourse. Hence, it is not necessary to elaborate them here.
So there
Shall I
are
continue?
6 tools. There are 6 tools, okay? The first one is guptis. That is 3 restraints, okay? Then samitis, 5 vigilance, or you can also call it as 5 carefulness, okay? Somehow the corrections have not come. I have to check the addition again. Because we have done this changes, but why it is not reflecting here again, I have to check it out. Then the third one is Das Dharma. So Das Dharma, we already had a study Das Dharma. We had a full paper on Das Dharma in semester 2. Okay. So we are not going to repeat that again today or maybe tomorrow. Okay. So that you have to do as a homework, Das Dharmas. And also 12 reflections, because we also have covered this 12 reflections in the third semester paper 3. Okay, we had Bara Bhavna, one full subject. So we had discussed this at length over there. So these two we will not be touching this time. You have to just read on your own, and if you have any questions, we can take up in the class or you can personally ask me. Then we move on to the conquering the 22 hardships. So these hardships are also called afflictions, parishaha. Okay, and conquering means parishaha jai. So we are winning over these 22 hardships. Okay, and the last one is the 5 types of conduct. Now all these are part of an ascetic life. Okay, this is not something that the householder follows. Okay, very seriously. But having said that, householder does this at his own level. But genuinely, these are all related to a monk. Okay, these are applicable in the life of a monk. But nevertheless, we will discuss it here and we will also understand it, because we are only going to become monks someday, right? Not in this birth, then next birth. Okay. So all this knowledge is being acquired just to have a feeling how the life of a monk should be. You know, how does his conducts are? What are his thoughts about? What is the level of efforts they are putting? All these motivate us to follow in their footsteps, and that is what it's going to come, because we all want to get liberated, right? So these all things are going to be our part of life very soon, not in this birth maybe, but in the next birth, or later than birth, after that birth. Okay. So these are all we are going to study about this. So starting with the small description is given on page number 330 of each. And then, of course, we will be starting with the Gupti, that is restraint. So small definitions of each are followed on page number 330. So,
Sir, shall I read?
yeah, you read now.
Page number 30. Their general nature is as follows. As the disposition of protecting the soul from impure disposition, such as delusion, is called restraint, gupti, and the disposition of engaging in activity with deliberate care and discipline, motivated by the intent to protect the soul from impure dispositions like false belief, is called carefulness, samiti.
So we will be using this word carefulness everywhere. Okay. But the last time it was written vigilant. So that is also meaning the same, but we want to standardize everything. So we will be using the word carefulness everywhere. Okay.
The noble disposition, like supreme virtue of forgiveness, which when adopted, liberate the soul from worldly sufferings. Those superior virtues dispositions are called righteousness, dharma. Contemplating the impermanence of worldly existence, the body and the sensual pressure is called contemplation, anupreksha. Overcoming hardships like hunger, thirst, and other sufferings with a calm, composed feelings is called victory over hardship. Pariksha Jaya. Right belief, right knowledge accompanied by self-awareness, Atma Dhyana, and self-absorption constitute the right conduct. In this context, the karmic influx can be achieved only through restraints and related practices, not by any other means. This statement invalidates acts such as going on pilgrimages, performing ceremonial ablutions, abhisheka, okay, taking initiation, diksha, offering one's head as a gift, or engaging in the worship of deities, because karma occurred due to attachment, aversion, and delusion, moha, cannot be nullified by any other means. Shall I stop or continue?
Continue.
The supreme state of inner and outer restraint is called austerity, tapa. In the Tabala, the restraints of desire is referred as austerity. Acharya Jason as defined austerities as follows. Samasta ragadi parabhava icha tyaga swaswarup pratapanam. Vijayanath Tap. Oh, he's explaining the Tap. To renounce all desires for external influences such as attachment, raga, and other passions, and to dwell in one's own true nature, to burn impurities and attain inner conquest. This is known as austerity, tapa. The reason for discussing austerity, tapa, in separate aphorism is that through austerity, not only there is stoppage of karma, but there is also a distinct and significant dissociation of karma as well. 1, 2, 3. Adidan. That, okay.
So these three aphorisms we have covered here. Okay. So the first one, it says about the 6 tools that are a part of the stoppage element. Okay. So each is explained in two lines. Just take it up, Darshitji. Yeah. Further. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So what is Gupti? First one, restraint. The disposition of protecting the soul from impure disposition. Okay. So what they want is, when you meditate, there are no activities of mind, speech, and body happening. Okay. Because you are in now meditation pose. So automatically no thoughts coming to your mind. Because while meditating, you are focusing on yourself, okay, on your pure soul. So there are no activities in mind, no thoughts going on in mind. Then you are already not speaking anything, so there are no activities from speech also, and you are positioned in a statue manner, right? So your body is not moving. So this is the true restraint, gupti, called gupti. Okay. So the disposition of protecting the soul from impure disposition. Okay. So impure disposition only manifest when there is an activity of mind, speech, and body. But if there are no activities, then it automatically becomes restraint or gupti. And what is samiti? And the disposition of engaging in activity with deliberate care and discipline. Okay. So the monks, when they walk very carefully. Not even a small insect is being killed because of their activity. They take so much of care. Okay. They apply so much of due diligence. So they are vigilant. Okay. So the disposition of engaging in activity with deliberate care and discipline, motivated by the intent to protect the soul from impure dispositions like false belief, is called carefulness. So generally speaking, the monks are very careful in their activities. Those noble dispositions, the next one, like the supreme virtue of forgiveness, Uttam Shama, which when adopted, liberate the soul from worldly sufferings. Those superior virtuous disposition are called righteousness. Okay. Thus dharma, Uttam Shama, Mardav, Arjav, Soch, Sanyam, Tap, Tyag, Akinchan, Brahmacharya. Okay. So all these 10 religions are.
Excuse me, sorry for interfering, right? What is the difference between Gupti and Samiti ji?
So Gupti basically is a restraint of mind, speech, and body activity.
Okay.
And Samiti is taking care.
So the same
Carefulness.
if I'm doing it.
Carefulness while walking, carefulness while eating, carefulness while disposing the discrete,
Excretion.
yeah, waste, you know.
Okay.
So there are five.
Handling pichi commental book.
Yes, there are five
while
samitis
eating,
that
five
we are going to discuss. That discussion is going to come. Okay. So, so we are just now discussing in brief only the definitions. Then a detailed discussion will follow. Okay. So those noble disposition like the supreme virtue of forgiveness. So this 10 dharma we are not going to discuss because we have discussed this at length in the semester number 2. Okay. So that we will skip. The fourth one, Anupreksha, 12 contemplations. That also we have covered very vividly in semester number 3, paper 3. Okay. So that also we are going to skip. Now, the fifth one, yeah, Bais Parisha. So, overcoming hardships like hunger, thirst, and other sufferings with calm and composed feeling is called victory over hardships. Parisha Jai. Right belief and right knowledge accompanied by self-awareness. Hola. Overcoming hardships like hunger. So this has been done. Now the last one, the conduct. Right belief and right knowledge accompanied by self-awareness, which is again meditation, and self-absorption. Like you are focusing on yourself, constitute right conduct. So all these activities you can relate to a monk. They have this as their part and parcel of their life. And of course, we are going to discuss in detail each one of it. This is just an introductory definition. Now, Acharya Pujyapat, what Acharya Pujyapat has to say about this? That cessation means stoppage. That stoppage of karmic influx can be achieved only through restraint and related practice. So related practice would be the other 5 tools, okay? It starts with restraint, then carefulness, then 10 religions, righteousness, then the 4th one, the 12 contemplations, then the 5th one, 22 kinds of hardships, and the last one, conduct. Okay. So restraint and related practices, not by any other means. Okay, not by any other means. Not by any other means, that means uh, he wants to discard all the other external activities. Okay, that is being explained in the next line. The statement invalidates acts such as going on pilgrimages. Okay, so we all go to pilgrimages, Tirth Yatra, you know, Samet Sikharji, Kachpantha, Girnar. Okay, then we have Ponur Malai, right? So we all go to these pilgrimage places. So that is going to manifest all these 6 tools that we just discussed. So it says no, this will not happen because of pilgrimages. This will not happen if you are doing, if you are participating in the anointment ceremony, Abhishek, every day in the temple. This will not also happen if you are taking a diksha, if you are initiating yourself into a monk. Then also this stoppage of karma will not happen. Then offering one's head. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Offering one's head as a gift. Okay. So people have this tendency to bow their head to certain places, that also not going to serve the purpose. And the last one, engaging in the worship of deities. Deities means here it refers to celestial beings. Okay. You go to a Ganpati temple, you go to a Krishna temple. No, nothing is going to serve our purpose of stoppage of karmic influx. So it has been very well established here that stoppage of karmic influx can be achieved only through restraint and related practices. Okay. So this is being said from the conventional point of view. While practicing this restraint and other related practices, okay, simultaneously there is happening something at the soul level that we are going to discuss very soon. What is going to happen at the soul level? Okay. Because karma acquired due to attachment, aversions, and delusion cannot be nullified by any other means. So we don't have any other thing. We have to just get into stoppage element. Okay, that is the only way where we can stop the karmic influx. The supreme state of inner and outer restraint is called austerity. So this is the third aphorism in this one. The supreme state of inner and outer, not restraint, it will be again austerity. Okay. Outer, inner and outer penance, okay, is called austerity or tap. So there are 6 internal and 6 external tapa that we are going to discuss here. In the Dhawla, the restraint of desires is referred to as austerity. What is tapa? Tapa means when you take shelter in your soul, the desires automatically does not arise, right? Because when we take shelter in our soul, what we manifest, Darshit ji? When we take shelter in our soul, what kind of disposition we manifest? Auspicious or
Pure,
inauspicious?
uh, pure
Pure,
dispositions.
very good, pure. I was just checking. So pure, okay? So that pure sentiments is manifested, and when this pure disposition is manifested, the desire does not arise. That is how we get rid of desires. Ichha nirodho tapa. Okay? In Tattvat Sutra, we will read this. Ichha nirodho tapa. Okay. Acharya Jaisen has defined austerity as follows. Okay. To renounce all desire for external influences such as attachment and other passions, and to dwell in one's own true nature. So when you dwell in your own nature, automatically the desire does not arise. And that is how we are getting rid of the desires. Okay. To burn impurities and attain inner conquest, this is known as austerity. Okay. So austerity is exclusively done to manifest this internal purity, no other purpose. Okay. The reason for discussing austerity in a separate aphorism is that through austerity, not only there stoppage of karma, but there is also a distinct and significant dissociation of karma as well. So the karma does not come into the karma does not arise at all. Many of the karmas are disposed of without its fruition, without its fruition. Okay, so this is like that. Uh, Page number 331. Now we will be studying about Gupti and Samiti. Okay, so and then of course we will continue tomorrow with the 22 types of hardships that we will take up tomorrow. Today we are going to discuss this restraint and vigilant conduct. Vigilant conduct means carefulness. Okay. After enumerating the causes of the influx, we now discuss restraint and vigilant conduct. The proper restraint of the activity of the three yogas. Okay. Mind activity, speech activity, and body activity is called self-restraint. Okay. So what is Gupti? Gupti are of three types: Manogupti, Vachan Gupti, and Kai Gupti. So Manogupti is mind activity, restraint of mind activity. Okay. And the Vachan Gupti is restraint of speech activity. And body activity is restraint of body activity. So these are the three kinds of Guptis. Moving on to the next page. The five carefulness samitis are, so we will use the word carefulness, but I think I will get the translation. I think they have wrongly sent me the not corrected copy. Because carefulness is a better word than the vigilant conduct, but nevertheless it means the same. Okay, so we will read whatever is read here, written here, and then I will get the things changed tomorrow. Okay. Vigilant conduct in walking. So when the monk walks from one place to another place, he is absolutely careful, right? Not a single insect. He ensures that not a single insect is killed due to his walking. This is how they walk. So during rain, they don't walk at all because everywhere there is a water. Okay. And in water, there are infinite one-sensed being. Okay. So they don't walk during rainy seasons. So before rainy seasons, they get into a place where the next 4 months, Chomasa, they are going to spend there. So vigilant conduct in walking, that is called Iriya Samiti. Then Bhasa Samiti, vigilant conduct in speech. Then Esna Samiti, vigilant conduct in seeking alms. Then Adan Nikshepsan Samiti, vigilant conduct in handling and placing objects. So there are 3 objects with the monks, Pichi, Kamandal and the Jinwani. Okay. So Pichi is that peacock feather. It's used as a brush, And then we have Kamandal for storing water. And we have Jinwani. So Pichi and Kamandal are always there with the monks, but Jinwani are there sometimes, or it's a choice. So some who are in the phase of studying, they keep Jinwani with them. Others they don't keep also. So this is Adan Nikshepan Samiti. And the last one, Utsarga Samiti, vigilant conducting and disposing of bodily waste. Now each will be discussed in detail. The discussion of activities, okay, somebody would read. Priyanka, you read.
Sir.
Yeah.
The discussion of activities of mind, speech, and body has already been elaborated in the context of influx in the 6th chapter. Here is a brief reference to that. The association of the soul's active consciousness or upyog with the mind is called mind activity, manayog. The association of the soul's active consciousness, upyog, with speech is called vachanayog. And the association of the soul's active consciousness, upayog, with the body is called kaya yoga. Similarly, the non-association of the soul's active consciousness, upayog, with the mind is called restraint of mind, manogupti. The non-association with speech is called restraint of speech, vachangupti, and the non-association with body is called restraint of body, that is kaya gupti. Even for ascetic monks, Muniraj, it is not possible to maintain such restraints or guptis continuously all the times. Therefore, engaging in absolutely necessary activities with utmost caution is called vigilance in conduct or samiti. Walking, speaking, taking food, handling the soft whisk, pichi, and water pot, kamandal, and excretion of stool and urine. These are all such essential activities that even ascetics must perform in order to stay alive. The brief from Sir, continue. The brief form of the 5 vigilant conduct or samitis is as follows. Just like with the restraints or guptis, it is essential to prefix the term right, samyak, to the vigilant conduct as well. Right vigilant conduct while moving. Samyak Iriya Samiti. When the sun has risen and the light has spread enough for all objects to be clearly visible to the eyes, at that time, to walk slowly on a path that has become purified, prasuk, due to being frequently used by people, looking 4 hands ahead on the ground, withdrawing the mind from all directions, this is called right vigilant conduct while movement. Samyak Iriya Samiti. Then, right vigilant conduct in speech. Samyak Bhasha Samiti. To speak words that are beneficial, moderate, pleasant, and free from doubt is called right vigilant conduct in speech. A monk who upholds the principle of right vigilant conduct in speech does not speak false speech, speech that involves slander, unpleasant speech, words filled with passion, or kashai, words that create division, useless or insignificant speech, word filled with doubt, confusing or misleading words, jokes or laughter-inducing talk, inappropriate or irrelevant speech, uncivil speech, harsh speech, speech that supports non-righteousness or adharma, and excessively flattering or praising words. Right vigilant conduct while seeking alms. Samyak Esna Samiti. To go once during the day to a householder's home and with reverence as described in the ninefold devotion, Navad Bhakti, accept faultless food that is free from the defects of being done by oneself, done by others, or approved by oneself. Prat Karit Anumodana, while standing and receiving it only in one's own palm's bowl, Panipatra, is called right vigilant conduct while seeking alms. Next, right vigilant conduct in handling objects. Samyak Adana Nikteshna Samiti. To carefully place down and pick up religious items such as scriptures, water pot, kamandal, etc., only after ensuring they are free from living beings or jeeves by checking and cleaning with the pichi is called right vigilant conduct in handling objects. Next, right vigilant conduct in disposal of excretory waste or samyak utsarga samiti. To dispose of excretory substances like stool and urine only on clean, living being free ground in such a way that it does not cause harm or disturbance to mobile, that is tras, or immobile, sthavar, living beings. This is called the right vigilant conduct in disposal of excretory waste. In this way, these three restraints or guptis and five vigilant conducts, also samitis, are causes of the stoppage of karmic influx, that is samvar. Thus, we see that restraints are of the nature of renunciation, while vigilant conducts are of the nature of engagement. Pravritti Roop. Or it may also be said that restraints are careful engagements within the self, and vigilant conducts are extremely cautious engagements in the external world.
Stop. So you see, naturally in a monk's life, all these activities happen. It is not something that the monk has to think that now I want to walk, so I have to see. No. Generally speaking, they have imbibed all these qualities in their life. That is their way of life. So whenever they walk with such utmost care that not a single insect or small beings gets killed. So that is generally. So what are the precautions that they take while walking? So when the sun has risen and the light has spread, okay, so they will not walk 4 o'clock in the morning. They will only walk when the sun has risen and the light has spread enough, okay, enough for all the objects to be clearly visible to the eyes, okay, and before sunset they settle at one place. To walk slowly on a path that has become purified, prasuk. So where generally they walk on that path where usually people ply. So they don't go to such a place where nobody has walked. Okay. So they just walk into those places which has already been used by other people. So generally those places are free of living beings. Okay. Due to being frequently used by people looking 4 hands ahead on the ground. So they don't look at left and right, how is the jungle, how is the uh, huts on the side. They don't look at any place. They just look at down, looking 4 hands ahead on the ground. Okay, so that not a single insect gets killed, withdrawing the mind from all directions. So they are fully focused on the path on which they are working. This is called right vigilant conduct while movement. Irya Samiti, Samyak Irya Samiti. Then in speech. So speech, to speak words that are beneficial. In Hindi, it is called Hit, Mit, Priya. Hit means beneficial, beneficial to all the human beings at large. Mit means limited, moderate, okay? Not many words. They used words very judiciously. Very few words, they express so many things. And it should be also pleasant, okay? Hit, mit, priya vachan. And free from doubt. Whatever the monk says in terms of his speech, he is very clear in what he is saying. Okay. So the listeners also does not develop any doubt in their mind, because monks only speak with clarity. So this is called right vigilant conduct in speech. A monk who upholds the principle of right vigilant conduct in speech does not speak. All these are written. False speech, speech that involves slander, then unpleasant speech, words filled with passion, words that create division, okay? Uh, Useless or insignificant speech, words filled with doubt, confusing or misleading words, jokes or laughter inducing talk, inappropriate or irrelevant speech, uncivil speech, harsh speech, speech that supports non righteousness, excessively flattering or praising words. So now you can imagine, if a monk speaks, how he will speak and what he will speak, right? So they speak very few words, and the listeners are also very curious to understand. So with those few words, they are able to understand what the monk wants to convey. Okay. The third one, right vigilant conduct while seeking alms. To go once during the day to a householder's home and with reverence, as described in the ninefold devotion, Nauda Bhakti. Okay. So there are 9 things that a householder follows when they invite monk for this food, Accept faultless food, absolutely pure food, Shuddh Bhojan, that is free from the defects of being done by oneself, done by others, or approved by oneself, or applaud. Okay. Krut Karit Anupurna.
Sorry, sir. There are 46 that false that should be avoided.
Yes. 46 faults are there of a monk, right? While standing and receiving it only in one's own palm bowls. So they don't use plates, They take food in their own hand. And that also only 32 morsels, not a single more. Okay. Only 32 morsels. 32 morsels is the maximum they take. And along with that, they also consume water in that hand only. And that also once in a day. So this is the right vigilant conduct while seeking alms.
सर वो पानी भी 32 में आ जाएगा.
हाँ.
पानी लेने भी 32 में आ जाएगा काउंटिंग.
वो 32 morsels is for food.
Food, okay.
Because morsel is for solid food, no? Water to.
Okay, understood. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right vigilant conduct in handling objects. Adan Nikshepan Samiti. To carefully place down and pick up religious items such as scriptures, okay, water pot, kamandal, and peachy. 3 things are there. Peachy is the peacock's feather that is used for cleaning, So, etc. means 3 things only. Only after ensuring they are free from living beings, by checking and cleaning with the peaches is called right vigilant conduct in handling objects. Now the fifth one. Regarding disposal of excretory waste. Okay. To dispose of excretory substance like stool and urine only on clean only on clean living being free ground in such a way that it does not cause harm or disturbance to mobile or immobile living beings. Thrush and Sthavar. Thrush is mobile, 5 sensed beings are mobile, and immobile are 1 sensed being. Sthavar. This is called right vigilant conduct in disposal of excretory waste. So these are the 5 carefulness. Okay, Samiti. So now they will tell you the difference between the Guptis and Samiti. In this way, these 3 restraints and 5 vigilant conducts are causes of the stoppage of karmic influence. Okay. So if you are so much alert in your external activity, okay, and correspondingly, there is a inner inner activity of the soul at that point of time is also considered here. Okay, it is not only the external activity by which the stoppage of karma influx is happening. Simultaneously, there is a shelter of the pure soul being taken, and because of the shelter of pure soul, the pure disposition is manifesting, and that is the true cause of the stoppage of karmic influx. And these 2 causes, Guptis and Samitis, are considered as a conventional causes. Okay. And the pure disposition is the real cause. Thus, we see that restraints are of the nature of renunciation, while vigilant conduct are of the nature of engagement activities. Okay. Or it may also be said that restraints are careful engagement within the self, and vigilant conducts are extremely cautious engagement in the external world. Now, Todarmalji has
Sir, before that, one doubt. They are
Ah.
written Gupti is a type of renunciation, and this is Pravritti Kriya. We can understand outside how we have to conduct. Pravritti Kriya, that restriction, no, renunciation. What is that Hindi they are written? Gupti is of renunciation.
renunciation is the tyag. Okay.
Tyaga.
Renunciation is tyag.
Acha, acha, tyag.
Tyag. So you are not manifesting any thoughts in the mind. You are not talking anything, and you are not doing any movement
No,
of
no.
the
Oh,
body.
renunciation means okay, tyaga. Oh, I saw. Okay, okay. Okay, understood now.
Okay.
Oh, is Pravritti Kriya, I mean, we can understand outside how we have to conduct ourselves.
Activity. Now, Todarmalji has given a very good definition of restraint and vigilant conduct. What should be a true restraint and what should be a true vigilant conduct? That is very interesting, and that we will read and end today's class. Okay. So, who will read?
I will read, no problem.
Aditi will read now.
Oh.
We already read once, no? Yeah.
The thoughts of Todarmal ji regarding restraint and vigilant conduct are as follows. One considers it to be restraint when a person ceases external activities of mind, speech, and body, does not engage in sinful thoughts, maintains silence, and refrains from actions like movement. However, in such a case, the mind still engages in various auspicious psychic thoughts, vikalpa, born from devotional or praiseworthy attachments. Shubhrag. and the restraint over speech and body is self-imposed. That is virtuous activity. That is a virtuous activity, Shubh Pravritti, and in activity, true Gupti does not exist. Therefore, only when there is state of free from attachment and aversion with Ragbhav and there is no activity of mind, speech or body, that alone is considered true restraint, Gupti. And one considers the conscious effort in conduct undertaken for the protection of other living beings as vigilant conduct, Samiti. But if one considers sinful dispositions as violence, himsa, and you claim that auspicious dispositions of protecting as cause of stoppage of karmic influx somewhere, then what in that case would be the cause of bondage of meritorious karma, punya bandha? Moreover, in being vigilant while seeking alms, Esara Samiti, one merely avoids faults. The purpose there is not protection. Therefore, vigilance is not essentially for the purpose of protection alone. So, what is true vigilant conduct? When ascetics have even a slight trace of attachment, rag, their bodily activities such as movement occur. However, since there is no excessive attachment, in those actions there is no activity that takes the form of negligence, pramad. Nor do they fulfill their purposes like walking, etc., by causing harm or sorrow to other living beings. Therefore, compassion occurs naturally. In this way, this is true vigilance, Samiti. In reality, the real restraint vigilance are of the nature of passionless dispositions with rag bhav, experiential realization, pure disposition, and pure attentive consciousness. Shudopyogra Roop. It is this real restraint, vigilance in the form of pure attentive consciousness and its pure modification, that is the true cause of stoppage of karmic influx. The external actions, the auspicious dispositions associated with restraint, vigilant conduct are not causes of stoppage of karmic influx. They are causes of bondage of meritorious karma. The enlightened virtuous monks possess both types of restraint, vigilant conduct.
Restraint and vigilant conduct, Todarmalji has very nicely explained the true restraint and true vigilant conduct. Okay. So that is what the Vitrag Bhav, passionless disposition, is the true restraint and vigilant conduct. Okay. All these that we just discussed now are from being said from the conventional point of view. Okay. Real restraint and real vigilance is the pure passionless disposition. Okay. Experiential realization, atmanubhuti, pure disposition, shuddhopyog, and pure attentive consciousness, shuddhopyog. Okay, this is the real restraint and vigilance. Okay, so how does that happen? So when you are just concentrating on yourself, automatically the three types of restraints doesn't happen. There is no activity in the mind. There is not anything that you are doing through speech or bodily activities. So automatically the true restraints happens. Okay, and same is with the samiti, carefulness. Okay, so when they have a slight trace of attachment, their bodily activities such as movement occur. Okay, however, since there is no excessive attachment in those actions, there is no activity that takes the form of negligence. So negligence is not there. Everywhere there is awareness. Whatever activity they do with complete awareness. So naturally, the living beings doesn't get killed. Nor do they fulfill their purpose like walking, etc., by causing harm or sorrow to other living beings. Therefore, compassion occurs naturally. In this way, this is true vigilance. Okay. So these are the true things that also Todermalji explained. Now tomorrow we will be covering, so next 2 chapters we will be, I'm giving you to read as an homework. One is the 10 religions, Das Lakshan Dharma. That is starting from page number 335. Uttam, Shama, Mardav, Arjav, Soch, Sanyam, Tap, Tyag, Akinchan, and Brahmacharya. Okay. All these 10, we had done it in the second semester. The whole paper was there. And the other one is 12 contemplations. Okay. These two are your homework. You have to read from page number 335 to uh,
Sir,
330.
12 contemplation is that Barak Bhavna, right?
Yes, Bara Bhavana, right. 335 to 347. Okay, 335 to 347. These are 12, 13 pages that you have to read as a homework. If you have any questions, you can ask tomorrow. We will be straightway going to page number 348, where we will start with 22 afflictions by Parisha or hardship or calamity. Okay, all these words are used for Parisha. Okay, so we will meet tomorrow. Any questions?
Dhanyavad, sir. Jai Jinendra. Jai
Any
Jinendra.
questions?
Sir,
Yeah,
I can, if I can request that, like how last time when you had done the first, what we call Gandhar Mulyankar and CC1, if you can tell us the subtopics or something while we are doing only, then while we are paying attention,
okay, okay. I'll give you tomorrow. I'll give you.
no, I'm just giving you an idea.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can decide if you want to do. It's just that personally on my end, I'm falling short. So when you're studying, if that time only I'm able to finish, then
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow I'll give both the homeworks. CC1 also and Gandhar Mulyankar.
அதுல என்னென்ன வேணான்றலாம் எடுத்து போடுங்க.
Very good point, sir. And Aditi ji.
Yes.
It's a very good point. It was very useful last time.
yeah, last time I think the first two, though, everybody were able to complete it, and even if we, we had enough time because we had started before, like while
Correct,
it was going on. So
Definitely.
this time when something was pending, it was very, very little pending, to
Yeah,
catch.
yeah. This semester everyone was right before, means everyone completed on time.
So we once they start, we can, like, you can give us the CC, at least you can give us the CC1, you will tell, and you can tell us that this is this thing. So while, if we know the question beforehand, then
Yes.
while listening only, we are more, we are thinking of what to answer.
Yes, definitely. I'll let you know tomorrow all the topics. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Darshit ji.
Yeah, Rajesh, I have a question.
Yeah,
When we talk about our internal meditation,
right.
and we are talking about the 3 activities of mind, speech, and body.
Right.
There are various, I would say, classes or ways of doing meditation.
Right.
And recently, somebody did tell me, they said that if you do a certain meditation, your mind, speech, and body activity is not happening at that time.
Right.
So this is coming not from a religious basis, it's coming from a meditation basis.
Yeah.
So is that still correct or wrong to do?
So we generally don't recommend meditation because you will meditate on something. Like they recommend meditation on breathing, right? And they have many other purposes. But here, our meditation is based on taking shelter on the soul, right? So unless and until you understand the soul, how you are going to take shelter, right? So we put emphasis on understanding the soul first. And once you have understood the soul, the meditation follows. Okay. A very good example would be a person who is not engaged now. Okay. You tell him to think about about his fiancée. He cannot contemplate because he has not chosen the partner. Now you get him engaged and tell him not to contemplate on his fiancée. but he will be doing all the time while he's doing business, while he's eating. Every time his thought will run towards uh, his fiancée, right? This is a very natural phenomena. Similarly, once you have decided on your pure soul, how is its nature, how it operates, what are its functions, what are its internal qualities, everything you know about your pure soul, automatically the meditation happens. Okay. So, we generally not recommend to do meditation. But having said that, even if you are sitting for meditation every day, it's going to calm your mind. Okay. And while meditating also, we try to focus on the soul. Okay. So there is no harm in practicing meditation, but we don't recommend it on a larger scale. Like there are group meditations, So we don't do it that. It's an individual activity. You can do if you like it. But after a certain period of time, if your mind is wandering into some other objects, then it is better to read. Instead of wasting time, it is better you connect your mind to something, to some scriptures, okay, and understand the concept, okay. That will be more helpful. That will be more fruitful for us. So, meditation is something that happens automatically. But having said that, there is no harm in practicing meditation. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So first we have to understand the soul, and once we have understood the soul, the meditation will automatically follow. Okay. So this is the right way of doing it.
Sorry to interrupt, sir,
Yeah.
but if the meditation, like from our Jain perspective,
Yeah.
if it does not fall like, focusing on the breath, because my understanding was in other forms of meditation, even if we do say like simple pranayams where they just say focus on the inhalation, exhalation,
Yeah.
it kind of like removes our upyog from other things
Yeah.
and brings our attention to ourselves. And
Right.
then eventually, like, when we get deeper into that, then even the focus on the breath goes away. So, in terms of Jainism meditation, what are we meditating? Like, are we still sitting in one place and thinking about, like, how do we think about ourselves while not thinking about others?
So by reading the scriptures, you have now, in your knowledge, you have formed an image of your pure soul. Okay. So our soul is independent. Our soul is liberated. Our soul is devoid of any um, impurities. Our soul is only a knower. Our soul is consist of infinite qualities, right? So we have formed an image of our soul in our knowledge screen, right? Now, until and unless the self-realization happens, okay, it's just an imagination. So that imagination has to match the reality, right? So once you experience yourself, that imagination is no more a imagination. It's a reality. Okay. So we insist on self-realization first. First, you get the right belief. And once the right belief has manifested, automatically the meditation follows. Okay. So in Jainism, we put insistence because when you are concentrating on the breathing, inhaling, exhaling, you are still concentrating on the body. And here, while practicing discriminative knowledge, we discriminate between the body and the soul. They are two separate entities. Our object is to focus on the soul. So we always uh, uh, so we don't never focus on the body or its breathing, inhaling or exhaling of breathing, nothing like that. So we have very like this type of meditation happens at the higher stages, like when you become a monk, these are more frequent. So at our level, what best we can do is we keep on studying. Of course, there is no harm in practicing meditation, but not at very length. Like if you are meditating for 3 hours a day and studying only 1 hour, that is not recommended. You study 3-4 hours a day and then you do meditation for half an hour. And if you are able to concentrate on yourself, there is nothing like it. But that is not possible at a householder level. Okay. So generally,
sir.
the meditation is for the monks. Okay. But having said that, we can do at our level also. But that is more of a contemplating nature. We just contemplate. Right. So that there is no harm in even after studying, you have to contemplate anyways. Right. So these are all conventional form of meditation. Real meditation is concentrating on the self. So,
Okay, sir.
so we don't recommend it. We don't recommend meditation as such in Jainism. Okay. So we don't have any group shibirs on meditation. Okay. We do have we do have what you call shibirs for studies, various studies, various subjects taking up by different teachers and all that we have. But we never have any shibir for meditation
Yeah.
because that is just calming your mind, calming your mind like from uh, intense passion, you are moving to mild passion. But meditation, real meditation is getting rid of passion altogether. That is the pure manifestation, Shuddhopyog. So that is the real meditation.
Okay, sir. And sir, maybe we are almost out of time, but if we can quickly discuss the Gupti Samiti that we talked about today. It
Mhm.
was more pertaining to the monks, like, how their
Right,
conduct.
right.
Uh, how can we translate Gupti Samiti into the lives of householders, like at our level?
So at our level, again, so leaving aside the conventional aspect of Gupti and Samiti, if you consider the real aspect, then it was said that passionless disposition, vitrag bhav. Okay. So real restraint and real carefulness is passionless disposition, right? So at a householder level, how much of passionless disposition we can manifest? In the scriptures, it is written that every 6 months you have to experience yourself once. Otherwise, your right belief will go away. Okay. So somebody who is in the fifth stage of spiritual development, for them it is once every 15 days. Even if they don't realize themselves once in 15 days, their spiritual stage will fall down. And for the monks, it is 48 minutes. Every 48 minutes, they have to experience themselves once. Otherwise, their spiritual stage will fall down. Okay. Now, these are the maximum limitations. Okay. But having said that, if you are experiencing yourself within 15 days, then you are already in the fifth stage. Right. So this is not highly recommended at this stage. So at this stage, our endeavor would be to study more. Okay. Study more,
Okay.
contemplate more, and arrive at a decision. That is what recommended at our level. Okay. Meditation will
Okay, sir.
follow on its own.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anything?
Thank you, Jay.
Okay. So we'll close for the day. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है. 9 times नमोकार मंत्र. बोलो दात संगी जिनवाणी माता की जय। जय जिने